Hello guys, today we're going to talk about DeMar DeRozan and his free agency decisions, because he's a free agent this year. DeMar DeRozan got traded to the San Antonio Spurs in the 2018 summer for Kawhi Leonard. And the Spurs did make the playoffs that year, but they got bounced in the first round in 7 games by the Denver Nuggets, which was expected. They were expected to make the playoffs the following year, but they failed to make because they had a really rough start of the regular season. They went 8 and 22, and they couldn't make the playoffs in the bubble because of their lack of success. So DeMar DeRozan will most likely leave this summer. Okay, so teams that can sign him are, for example, in the East, the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat made the finals this year, and I think DeRozan will make them a true contender. I mean, they already are because they made the finals, but they'll be much better than last season or this season that ended. So I think DeRozan will automatically move Butler at that 3, or they can switch. Doesn't matter. Tyler Hero can be the starting point guard, but about at center, and Kelly Olynyk at the power forward. And you have Dragic as a 6-man who will organize the bench more, and they can be better than before. So that's the first team. He can go. The second team is the Boston Celtics. The Celtics, they really need another all-star player, to compete like a real championship contender. So I think DeRozan will make them one. Because you will have Kemba at the 1, DeRozan at the 2, Jaylen Brown will play the small forward with Tatum at the power forward, and you have Tice at the center. Their bench will be okay, and that will make them a much better team than the season before. So that's my teams in the Eastern Conference. I don't see a team like the Sixers to add DeMar DeRozan, because they really need 3-point shooting. DeMar DeRozan is a mid-range master, but not a good 3-point shooter. So in the Western Conference, I see a team like the Clippers or the Lakers get him, or even the Nuggets. You never know. The Clippers, they want to trade Paul George. I mean, it's rumored that they want to trade Paul George because his disappointing postseason. And if they get a big man for him, because they really need a big man, because Montrezl Harrell is most likely going to leave, they should get DeRozan, because you need someone to pair with Kawhi Leonard. DeRozan is an okay defender. He can score. Pairing him with Kawhi and with another big man, perhaps an all-star, which they will trade for Paul George if they trade Paul George, will make them much better than last season, and maybe even the favorites in the West. You never know. The Lakers just won the championship this year, but why don't they want to get better? So DeMar DeRozan can fit well in their system. They have 3-point shooters. We have Danny Green, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and other 3-point shooters that surrounding DeRozan with. And pairing him with LeBron James and Anthony Davis will make them even better. They will have more chances of repeating. I mean, they don't have cap space, but they can trade Kyle Kuzma, Danny Green, or someone else to make room for DeMar DeRozan, because Kyle Kuzma is not fitting well with the Lakers, and he's like a Brandon Ingram type of player, which he needs another team just to be good. I mean, he is good, but to get better, to live above the expectations. When you have a big three, you don't even need that good bench, because you can always have one of these guys on the floor while the other 2 guys are resting. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens. Free agency is on the line. And the third team I think he could go is the Denver Nuggets. Okay, so the Nuggets, They made the Western Conference Finals this year. They surprised all of us, coming from a 3-1 deficit twice. And adding Derozan will make them much better, because Gary Harris is so-called disappointing this season, and perhaps they need to trade him, or sign and trade with the Spurs. If they get Derozan, they'll have Jamal Murray at the 1, Derozan at the 2, Jeremy Grant if he stays. But if you add Derozan to this lineup, he will most likely... Why would you want to leave? I don't know. If you add another All-Star, I mean, Jamal Murray, he'll most likely make the All-Star team next season. Derozan is not an All-Star. I mean, he is an All-Star. He was not an All-Star this season or last season, but he is certainly playing like an All-Star, and he is definitely snubbed. So why would Grant don't want to re-sign with the Denver Nuggets? And also you have Paul Millsap, who's another free agent. That's pretty interesting. We'll see what he will do. But at that center you will have Nikola Jokic, and even if you don't re-sign Millsap, you can let him go because he's old. Start Michael Porter Jr. because he played very well this postseason, and he should be able to fit well also, like the season before. So that's my prediction, guys, for DeMar DeRozan. We will see where he go. We'll make another video for the other free agents. Free agency is on the line, so it will be very interesting. This is a very interesting free agency, which we will see where the players will go. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next one.